Can't believe it. The first of my supplements has arrived already. And I'll show you which ones they are. Looks like that one. And it is the vitamin K2 Mark 7, the one that you should take with the vitamin D tablets. So I can't believe it. Literally only ordered them yesterday morning and they've arrived already. There's 240 tablets and each one is 100 micrograms. And I think for me, for what I needed to take, people are going to be different. You might need to take more or less, but I think I needed to take 200. So that's that one done. Excuse me. I'm only waiting on another 6 things, I think. So let's see, the K2 Mark 7, the vitamin D2, vitamin B12, and to go with that the methylfolate, and I think I did order some magnesium and selenium. Yeah, those 2 I already have in a multivitamin, but it's not quite enough, so I've ordered some more, but I did factor in the amount that I already take in the multivitamin so I don't overdo it, if you know what I mean. So yeah, I'm quite pleased with that. Although I've got to say, the day started on a bit of a downer, and yeah, put those there. The day started on a bit of a downer this morning. The first thing I woke up to was a text to say, for the order that I've ordered from America through iHerb, it's I ticked the box that said it was to pay £5 rather than the cheaper shipping. Which £5, I thought, that's not a lot really, coming all the way from America. So that was with DHL, and so I thought, oh yeah, all done and dusted, ordered all those things, click, and then I got an email, text this morning to say DHL would like to deliver your order, but you must pay £14 duty and VAT. And I was like, what? Because, you know, we haven't all got a limitless amount of money. Me and my husband certainly don't, and he's been an absolute fantastic superstar, not minding me spending the money on trying to get myself better again. And that's another reason why I'm only getting the things I absolutely need at the moment. And a little pill case that I can put the pills in for the day. And so they come out, and it's like little there's like 7 boxes, and like they're like strips. So you've got morning, mid-morning, afternoon and evening, or something like that. So I thought that might come in handy. And it's even in a little, I'm such a geek, it's even in like a little sort of wallety type thing that clicks. And the one that I got, I paid something like an extra 20p to get another one, and it's got at the top like a piece of paper so you can write things down, so I can, that's really handy for me, and that slots in. It's okay, I didn't necessarily need that, but I thought it was only something like £2.50. I mean, you get what you pay for, so it'll probably fall apart within a week, but we'll see. Oh yeah, so I get the text to say £14, and I just thought, oh, that's not fair. And like I say, my husband's been great, so I did have to tell him this morning, and but I just can't, I hate things like that. It just feels so sneaky, because I think, why don't they just add that all in? Don't just say it's £5 and you know, your cost of postage and packaging is going to be £5, you know. Or there was like something I could have chose between about 4 or 5 different companies, and it was different lengths of time it would take to get to me, and I did choose, you know, it was my choice to choose them. And it probably does say somewhere in like minute writing that, you know, an extra charge will be paid, that I've obviously missed through my excitement. But yeah, I was a bit gutted because it's sort of tainted it a little bit for me. But then I get that text to say they would like to deliver it, but I need to pay £14 for tax and duty. And then I get another text to say your item is on its way, and we'll give you another text on the day of delivery. So I don't really know what to do. Apparently it said, I can't remember the place that it started off from. The initials were, it was KY, and I was thinking, oh, would that be Kentucky? Would it be Kentucky? Am I being really stupid? Because I'm thinking, don't think it would be Kansas. Do you know what? I'm going to go with Kentucky. And it went from Kentucky. It was collected from there, and it went to Cincinnati. And the next text, and you know, you can track your order as well, said that it had actually left the Cincinnati hub. So, and it should be here. I think it said by next Tuesday, but maybe not if I haven't paid the money. But I just thought I'd wait and see, and if they ask again, you know, I will pay it, because I'm not like that type of person, but you know, like not to pay it, but I'll just wait and see. So yeah, feeling quite positive. I don't know if did I say that I've lost some weight? I've lost £7, which is funny because I also have lost an inch, according to the nurse who measured me. I'm normally 5'6", and apparently I'm 5'5" now. So I don't know. Maybe it's that stone. Maybe every inch of me weighs a stone or something like that. And with that lost stone, off came the half a stone. No, oh gosh, really. I'm worn out. I did some shopping today. It's worn me out. Yeah, but maybe every half inch of me weighs half a stone. Can you imagine that? It's really weird because at school I was 5'7". Then it did go apparently down to 5'5" because, you know, I have been measured in the past. At my heaviest, I was 5'5", and then I lost 8 stone. I sprang up to 5'6" again. I'm thinking it must be the weight dragging me down. So, gosh, if I ever did get down to my ideal weight, I'd probably be about 6 foot. So yeah, mood-wise, apart from being a bit cheesed off over having to spend an extra £14, I'm not too bad today. I got up this morning feeling fine. There's something to do. Sorry, can't help it. I've turned into Miranda overnight. Although some people have told me in the past I am a bit like Miranda. It's a TV show in England. It's there's a comedian, a female comedian called Miranda Hart, and she's really clumsy, bit of an oaf, not very elegant in the slightest, and if it can go wrong, it will go wrong for her, and she's forever tripping over and things like that. And quite a few people have said to me, I don't look like her, but yeah, I tend to sort of think a little bit like her, and I am very clumsy like her, and things happen to me all of the time, weird stuff like that happened to her. Although I've had a few people saying my life is a bit like a dark comedy of Miranda, because some of the things that happen you just don't even want to know, and it could apparently only happen to me or this comedian. It's like when just one story. This was a couple of years ago. I was heavily pregnant. I was like eight months pregnant, and I went to our local shopping centre with my husband, and it's on a hill, and I hadn't actually realised until I was pregnant just how steep that hill was, and we'd parked at the top and ambled down, and just like the week before, I'd gone like an ape, swinging from lamppost to lamppost because I was so heavy and exhausted, and I must have looked so bad, because at one point I was thinking, and do you know what, that's another thing, I hadn't realised there was a severe lack of benches to sit on until I was pregnant, and these poor old people, They're walking around every day, probably desperate for a sit down, and there's nowhere. And I mean, I remember leaning against one of the lampposts and just thinking, how odd would it look if I just sat down on the floor? Because I was so desperate for a sit down, because I was just exhausted. You know how heavy you feel, and ugh. And then I thought, best not, because I don't know if I'll get up on my own. And so my old gentleman came over. He must have been well into his 80s if he was a day, asking could he walk me to the car. And how sweet was that? And he was about 5 foot, and I was like massive. And so I made my excuses and thanked him anyway, and did make it back to the car. Had a little sit there for about 10 minutes and then drove home, went to bed. But anyway, I'm going off again. So this day we'd come down the hill, gone to do a bit of shopping, and then on the way up I just thought, I just can't make it. So I asked my husband, would he mind going to get the car if I sat it's sort of in the middle. There's a circle, big metal circular bench. So I thought I'll just sit on there and wait, and it's quite near the road, so he'd have to pass. And while I was sitting there was a lady opposite me with a pushchair, and I couldn't see the little one in it, and she was feeding the pigeons. And I was thinking, oh, how nice is that? It's really nice that she's feeding the pigeons. I mean, I don't, and I know there's going to be people screaming because they're like flying rats, and I do understand that, but I don't know, they're animals, and I like animals. So she was feeding, and I was thinking, I just got really expensive feed as well. I mean, there was none of your rubbish going down for these pigeons. It was like the deer stuff from the pet shop, and it was a massive bag as well. So she threw them down, and I looked over and smiled like, how nice. And she smiled back, and we had a bit of a moment. And she carried on. And then she looked up at me and smiled, and I smiled. And next thing, she launched herself into the middle of the group of birds and picked one up. And then looked at me. And I just froze, looking at her thinking, what in God's name have I just witnessed? And then she holds it over the pram to show the little one inside the pram. Except the little one inside the pram was a little one, but it wasn't a little human, it wasn't a baby. It was a dog, a Staffordshire Bull Terrier. And the dog sort of came out and looked at it, and then she stuffed it in her pocket. She had like combat trousers on, with pockets, on the side. And so I must have missed it at some point. Oh my goodness, the memory card was full. I'm sorry about that. Gosh, I've completely forgotten where I was now. I think I'd got to the bit where she'd shown her dog that was in the pram, and then she'd like shoved the bird in her pocket, in her pants, and in her trousers. And it didn't put up a struggle, so obviously she'd seen to that before she'd put it in, and I hadn't seen that, so she was quick. And I don't know, she just like looked up at me, and yes, I was still staring, and I was thinking, oh please, just let me look away, anytime now would be good. And no, couldn't do it. I was mesmerised, just couldn't believe it. I mean, she wasn't shy. I mean, she's not like she'd taken herself off to some secluded place to do this. She was in the middle of town, and yeah, well, then all of a sudden I heard a beep, and it was my husband, and I was off like a shot, as quick as any 8 months pregnant woman can be. And I swear, if I hadn't have been pregnant, it would have been like a scene from the Dukes of Hazzard. I'd have been through that window. But like, I got in the car and I was like, go, go, go. And my husband thought it was the baby, so he was like, oh, do we need to go to the hospital? Is it the baby? And I was like, no, you see her. She's just like, and I told him the story and everything. And he just went, I was away for 5 minutes. He said, it literally took me 5 minutes to go and get the car. He said, why do these things happen to you all of the time? He said, they just happen all of the time. He said, I thought you'd have been safe for that length of time. And I was like, no. And so then I was like a bit worried about her, because I was thinking, like, why has she done it? Is it because she is like hungry and doesn't have any food at home? But But then I was thinking, it's like a lot to feed a person, is it? And then I was thinking maybe it was for the dog, like dog food. And I was thinking, God, like how awful, like, I mean, you know, we haven't got much money, but you know, how awful must it be? But my husband doesn't think it's that. He just thought, like, she's just a bit not quite there, and that's why she was doing it. It's sad though, isn't it? Really. And like just the oddest thing I've seen for quite a while. But I mean, I have seen worse. I have seen odder. But because that's just me and that's what happens. I heard one time somebody was saying how you attract things, you like attract negativity to you, and you attract different things to you, you know, according to what you're giving out, what energy you're giving out. I don't actually believe that. I really don't, because I find myself in these situations all of the time, literally all of the time. And maybe you should have just kept a diary on that. And things happen all the time, and I just think, you know, I don't feel like I'm a bad person. You know, I mean, that I just wanted to sit down. I was tired and I wanted to sit down. As far as I'm concerned, that's the only vibe I was giving off. So I don't know what vibe I'm supposedly giving off to bring that into my life. I really just don't. But anyway, I just think that's a load of... Well, no, not a load of rubbish. I can kind of believe it to some extent, because if you're like an angry, grumpy, negative person, you're probably going to attract angry, grumpy, negative people. I get that. I just don't know what I'm giving out to attract so many, let's just say, different types of people, and which ends in me in like really strange situations. Whatever it is, I'd kind of like to turn it off because it's just ridiculous. But anyway, it's the end of that, and end of this video.